Right, so it's time to set up the electronics for our three rusted trios. The radio I'm using is just your basic HKG T2. I've surfed with this radio for a number of years now. It's a great radio, very simple. You have three basic functions which you can adjust on the fly, more than what you need. So I've got a battery voltage indicator over here, and yeah, I've just proven to be a very robust great radio, 2.4 gig, much the same as any other 2.4 gig radio. Got a good feel about it, good balance, and yeah, well, the nice thing about it is it's inexpensive. I mean, it's one of those repair by replacement things. If ever you had to splash it or drop it in the surf, you don't have to panic about what it costs. The ESC we're using was a Swordfish from Hi-Fi, good product. Been around for a while. I've used it now in replacing the Turnigy 120 amp because they are no longer available. But that said, this one has a few different features. The one thing that's nice about it has auto select for your cell count, so you don't have to set up your batteries if you're switching between 3 and 4 cell. It's got all the other low voltage cutouts. It's got a brake adjust here, which is nice. A little bit different in the setup. I've set it on the auto LVC here, which means that it'll be set to a 3 voltage cutout, which I find works well in various temperatures of water. And yeah, you smack between batteries and you can have a blast. Now, setting up your ESC can be a little bit of a challenge. You've got to get used to the way it works. With this particular ESC, the Swordfish, the system's quite simple. Basically, switch your radio on, pull your throttle in, power up your ESC through plugging in the battery. It'll have the usual 3 counts, 4 counts, and then it'll make like a musical chime. And the first beep, you let go of your throttle, wait for a confirmation beep, and then you can select the one you want to choose, pull it in, it'll make a musical beep and be ready for the next one. Next one here, you wait for 3 beeps, 1, 2, 3, let your throttle go, it'll give you a confirmation, 1, 2, 3, then it'll go down to which one you select, doot, 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 you choose the first one, boop, pull your throttle in, hold it there, and so you'll work your way all the way through your selection till you get down to the 10th one, where you wait for 10 beeps, let your throttle go, and it'll go beep beep, and you're all set up, ready to go. And that's about it. And once you know how to use this, you can have a lot of fun adjusting your ESC for different surf conditions and different performances from the board. Okay, so before we're able to set anything up on the ESC, one of the things we have to do is to calibrate our throttle throw, which means we have to put our throttle right into 100% from neutral, that's neutral on a pistol grip, to 100%. We hold it in, making sure obviously that the radio's on, and then we plug in our radio. Anywhere there, just let go, and that's our throttle calibrated. And once our throttle is calibrated, we can now go ahead and set up the ESC. Okay, so now we're going to set up the parameters of the ESC, motor and battery. We have a selection of settings here, from our LVC, which is our low voltage cutoff, to our braking, timing. When it cuts off, do we want a hard cutoff or a soft cutoff? Our startup, what we want, PMW, and then we have our shutdown. So to start with, we have our transmitter on, throttle right in, and connect up our battery. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we listen for the beeps. Confirmation. Three, confirmation. Confirmation, 1. One, 2, 3, 4 beeps. Let it go. Confirmation. Second beep. 5, let it go, confirmation, 2, 3, 4, 5, we want the second one. There you go, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2. Listen for confirmation, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now to shut down, we're going to wait for 10 beeps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And those last 3 beeps were telling us that we have a 3-cell battery. That's the auto detect lipo cell, which works great. Right, just honey nice and smooth. Let's check for the right direction. If it's going in the wrong direction, you just change over your one of your phase leads from the ESC to the motor. Right, so with this Swordfish ESC, we've actually got auto lipo cell detect, which means that the ESC will figure for itself whether it's a 2-cell, 3-cell, 4-cell, and set it up accordingly. So when we plug the battery in, you can listen out for the beeps. So that tells us we're running a 3-cell battery, and if you are running a 3-cell battery, all good. Right, I've got the standard startup set up on this ESC. Closed. Right. Servo is functioning nicely. Make sure when we turn right, our rod is turning right. It's all looking good. On this ready here, we have a few servo reverse switches. This is for our steering servo, that's for our throttle servo. So if we switch it this way, the servo will actually steer in the opposite direction, which in this case we don't want. This toggle over here is for you to be able to fine tune the servo, and the one on the far right over here is for you to be able to lessen or increase the steering sensitivity, which is also nice depending on the surf. Depending on what you can do on the fly, you can just adjust that whether you need more or less sensitivity. This one in the middle here is for your throttle sensitivity, so you can soften your throttle or you can make it really snappy and quick. So nice little radio, basic functions, but absolutely ideal functions. And so here we have the Rusted Trio already set to go. Electronics installed, set up, programmed. Time to get wet. We'll take each board individually, run it on the water, make sure that everything's functioning properly, it's performing properly, just before we ship it, so that there's no hassles when it gets to the other side. It's been great building these boards, and I know that all the chaps who are receiving them are going to have an absolute stoke, have some serious bro fun in the sun.